We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India.
Today I'm going to conduct my third lecture, which is on power switching devices. Same topic: construction, feature, operating principle, characteristic and specification of power semiconductor diode. So I will talk about the reverse bias connection and the forward bias connection of the diode, and we go through the ratings of voltage and current, particular for the reverse bias and the forward bias. So today my contents are construction and characteristic of power diodes, power diode under reverse bias and the under reverse bias condition, reverse bias IV characteristic of the power diode under forward bias condition, and different voltage rating related to the reverse bias connection and the forward bias connection. So here, from the construction and characteristics of the power diode, as mentioned in my introductory lecture, power diodes of largest power rating are required to conduct several kiloampere of a current in the forward direction with very little power loss, while blocking several kilovolt in the reverse direction. In my earlier lecture, I told you that in a forward bias, diode is blocking the kiloampere and required to conduct some kiloampere current in the forward conduction with the loss of some power, and in the reverse bias it is blocking the current. So large blocking requirement, wide depletion layer, order to restrict the maximum electrical field strength below the impactization level. So we go through this topic in the last lecture. So space charge density in the depletion layer should also be low in order to yield a wide depletion layer for a given maximum electrical field strength. So these two requirements will be satisfied in the lightly dropped PN junction diode of a sufficient width to accommodate the required depletion layer. Such a construction, however, will result a device with high resistively in the forward direction. So the power loss at the required rated current will be unacceptably high. On the other hand, if forward bias resistor is reduced by increasing the doping layer, reverse blocking down voltage will be reduced. So this apparent contradiction in the requirement of the power diode is resolved by introducing the light dropped drift layer of required thickness between two layer dropped P and N layer, and show the circuit and symbol and photograph of the power diode respectively. So I talk about two reasons why we come up with the drift layer, because power loss at the required rated current will be unacceptably high in the forward bias condition, and forward bias resistance, if we reduce the forward bias resistance, then it will be increase the doping level, and if we increase the doping level, then breakdown voltage will be reduced. So to overcome this problem, we will come up with a lightly dropped drift layer, and that is known as a power diode. Correct. So here you can see that in the anode, in the cathode, we added some epitaxial layer, and that is nothing but a drift region. Correct. So lightly dropped minus n minus, lightly dropped n minus epitaxial layer of specified width depending on the required breakdown voltage. So whatever your breakdown voltage, what you want your breakdown voltage, that is decide the drift region. Now, so, and donor atom density, that is the NDD, donor atom density, that is the NDD, is grown on a heavily dropped N plus substrates. So that is drawn by the N plus substrate. So this is nothing but the drift region, and it would grown on a heavily dropped region substrate. So NDK is nothing but a donor atom which act as a cathode. Okay. Finally, PN junction is formed by diffusing heavily dropped P region into the epitaxial layer, and this deep p-type region acts as the anode. Again I repeat that. Heavily dropped and plus subtract, which act as a cathode, and finally PN junction is formed by diffusing a heavily doped and a capital A, that is a P plus layer, and the region into the epitaxial layer, and this and AA is known as the anode of the power diode. Now impurity atom density in the heavily dropped cathode, here cathode and anode, are approximately same order of magnitude 10 raised to 19, while that the epitaxial layer is lowered by several order of magnitude, and suppose that is a 10 raised to 14, and in a low power diode the drift region is absent. So for the if you making a good power diode, then this is the P plus and minus N plus, but if you having a low power diode, then drift region is absent. So the implication of introducing the drift region in a power diode is now explained next. So what is the diffusion implication of an introduction drift region power is explained here. So now as in the case of low power diode, the applied reverse voltage is supported by the depletion layer formed at PL, P plus and N plus metallurgical junction. So this is nothing but the metallurgical region, and this is nothing but the drift region. So this is a P plus, this is N minus, and this is a drift region. Okay. So now two types of diode are exist. One is the non-punch and one is the punch. So in non-punch diode, the depletion layer boundary doesn't reach the end of the drift region. Okay. On the other hand, punch through the diode, the depletion layer spans the entire drift region and in the contact with the N plus region. So in the punch region, non-punch region, punch region. Non-punch region, the layer of the boundary of the drift region do not touch by the P region, and in the second one that will be expand the drift region, correct, with the N plus. Diodes, the depletion layer spans the entire drift region. Okay. So now due to very large dropping density of the cathode, penetration of drift region inside cathode is negligible. Electrical field intensity, or you can say strength, inside the drift region of the both this type is at a breakdown voltage is shown in figure. Here it is a breakdown voltage and here it is the intensity. In a non-punch through type diode, the electrical field strength is maximum at the P plus and N minus junction and decrease to 0 at the end of the depletion region. Where in the punch through construction, the field strength is more uniform. Here it is a more uniform. Here it is a more uniform with that. So that is nothing but the more uniform wait a minute, punch through region. So lower drift region punch through diode does not carry the penalty of higher conduction losses and conductive modulation. So here that's why you can say that it will be maximum, then it will be reaching to 0 value, and it is will be, so it is, you can say that is a uniform region is there. Now we will talk about the reverse characteristic. Earlier I told you that. So this is the anode, this is nothing but the anode, and this is nothing but the cathode. Now in reverse bias condition, in starting there is a few amount of leakage current, you can say that. This is nothing but the few amount of leakage current is flowing to that, and after when you still increasing the reverse voltage here, it will be saturate the PN junction, and sudden breakdown will be occur, and rapid increase in the reverse current. So this is nothing but the reverse characteristic. So some current on voltage rating are involved with that characteristic, reverse characteristics. So we will go through the voltage ratings. So first is the DC blocking voltage. This is nothing but the maximum direct voltage that can be applied in the reverse direction. Okay, and this is basically useful for selecting a diode in a DC-DC chopper and a DC-AC voltage source inverter. So this is the maximum direct voltage that can be applied in the reverse direction. Now second is the RMS reverse voltage. So it is the RMS value of the power frequency. Frequency may be 50 or 60 since wave voltage that can be directly applied across the devices. So useful for selecting a diode for control uncontrolled power line commuted AC to DC rectifiers. Okay, so this is nothing but the VRMS. Now peak repetitive reverse voltage, that is, this is the maximum permissible value of instantaneous reverse voltage appearing periodically across the devices, and the time of the period between two consecutive appearances is assumed to be equal to the half of the power cycle. So this type of period reverse voltage may appear due to the commutation in a converter. Okay, now next one is a peak non-repetitive reverse voltage. It is the maximum allowable voltage instantaneous reverse voltage across the device that must not recur. Such transient reverse voltage can be generated power line switching. So it is the maximum allowable voltage of the reverse voltage across the devices. Now this is nothing but the, you can say this is supply voltage, that is VRRM. So what is the VRRM? That is nothing but the peak repetitive reverse voltage. Now this is VRMS. What is the VRMS? So this is nothing but the peak non-repetitive reverse voltage. Okay, so this is your I versus V reverse bias connection, and it is all the voltage ratings are shown here. So this is nothing but reverse IV characteristic. Okay, so now the power diode in forward bias conduction. Okay, so in a forward bias conduction you can see that the P is connected with the positive terminal of the battery, and K is connected with the cathode. Some book you can find out the terminal cathode is also denoted by the C. So that is nothing but the K is connected with the connected with the minus of the battery, and that is make a connection in the reverse in a forward bias condition. Correct. So in a forward bias condition, as we say that metallurgical P plus and N minus junction become forward bias, then there will be injection of excess of P type carrier into the N minus. At the low level injection, all excess P type of carriers we combine with the N type carrier in the N drift region. Okay, so high level of injection forward current density into the system, into the junction, and excess P type carrier density distribution to the N and N minus N plus junction. So here, so this will be from here, this will be from here. So now excess P and N type carrier diffuse recombine inside drift region. Okay, so you can say that this will be from here and this is from the here. So when this is nothing but a different temperature, Tj1, Tj2. So diode junction is a very sensitive about the temperature, you can say. So when you increasing the temperature, here it is the breakdown occur. So here threshold voltage is there, and once for the different voltage temperature rating you are getting a different curve here. So once threshold voltage will be breakdown, there will be a rapid increase in the current value when it is connected with the forward bias direction. So this is the current rating involved with the forward bias, that is the maximum RMS forward current IRMS. Due to the predeterminedly resistive nature of the forward voltage drop across a forward bias power diode, RMS value of the forward current determine the conduction power losses. Correct. So the specification gives the maximum allowable RMS value of the forward current of a given wave shape. Correct. Now next is the maximum average forward current. So IFAVM diodes are often used in rectifier circuits supplying a DC current to the load. In such cases, the average load current and the diode forward current usually have a simple relationship. Therefore, it will be of interest to know the maximum average current. and that's why this is nothing but the maximum average current. So both IFRMS and IFAVRM rating are given to specific case temperature. If the case temperature increases beyond this limit, this rating has to be reduced correspondingly, and it is known as a D rating curves provided by the manufacturers give the relation between these two currents. Okay, and there is another current, there is a average forward power loss, there is a surge fold current, and there's a peak rated surge current. So what is the power of an average forward? So almost all the power loss in diode occurs during a forward condition state. So the forward power loss is therefore an important parameter in designing and the cooling of the arrangement. So average forward power loss over a fully cycle specified by the manufacturers as the function of average forward current. So this is the function of a voltage and current in the forward bias conduction, which is required for the cooling arrangement of the diodes. Surge and fold current. In some rectifier application, a diode may be required to conduct forward current far in excess of its RMS or average forward current rating of some duration. So this is called the repetitive surge forward current of a diode and accepted to operate normally after the surge duration is over. Now next is the peak repetitive surge current rating. This is the peak value of the repetitive surge current that can be allowed to flow through the diode for specific duration and for specific condition before and after the surge. So this is nothing but a different current rating, which is the forward bias. So this is the equation when you able to find out the forward RMS value, that is nothing but the MN, it is a I into FRM. So M is nothing but the fixed number of a cycle, and N is nothing but some other cycle, surge current specific applicable to some other cycle number N. So this is the equation is going to be utilized to find out this current. Maximum surge current integrated I square dt. This is a surge current related specific and gives a measure of heat energy generated inside the device during the non-repetitive surges. So when surges occur, what amount of surge is, what amount of heat is generated, that can be calculated by this. This can be given by the maximum surge current integrated. Okay, so now we will go through the some short revision type. So that's I added the fill in the blanks in the appropriate word. So the first is that the dash region in a power diode increase its reverse blocking capability. So drift region is increase the reverse voltage blocking capability. So you can vary the drift region and you can vary the reverse blocking voltage. So the maximum DC voltage rating VRDS of power diode is useful for selecting the dash diode in a DC chopper. So freewheeling diode is selecting when you are preparing a DC chopper. So the reverse breakdown voltage of a power diode must be greater than the VRSM. Okay, now see what is the VRSM. I already explained. The heavy characteristic of the power diode for large forward current is nothing but the linear. Okay, now the average current rating of power diode dash with the reduction in the conduction angle due to increase in the current, that is nothing but the decrease. Here it is a power diode, decrease with the reduction in the conduction angle, increase in the form factor. So the average current rating of the power diodes decrease and it will be increase in the current of the form factor. So the D rating curves of power diode provide relation between the currents, two currents, IF AVM and FIFM RM. Okay. Sorry, the rating of the power diode is useful. Sorry, this one is remaining. Okay, now this one is remaining. The rating of the power diode is useful for selecting the dash 2I diode. This is by protective fuse. So rating of the power diode is useful for selecting the fuses. Okay, so this is nothing but the outcome of the third lecture. We go through the detailing ratings of related with the voltage reverse bias connection and current rating with the related with the forward current and some evaluation of the specific diodes and which parameter is given by the manufacturer when we thought about the power diodes. Okay, so thank you so much. I will back with the fourth lecture. We will continue this topic further and I will try to make each and every point clear about everything about the power diode. So stay tuned, I will be back. Thank you so much.